Hey, this is David Wynn with the Mortgage Edge podcast powered by Click and Close Mortgage. Today, we got a great guest out of, is it Batesville, Arkansas? Bobby Miller, one of the top realtors in the area. Bobby, how you doing?
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. As you folks know, this coast show caters to the top realtors from across the country. And today we got the luxury of talking to Bobby Miller from Batesville, Arkansas. Man, you know what? Not a lot of people know, but where the heck is Batesville, Arkansas?
Batesville, Arkansas is in the north central part of the state. I like to think of it as the gateway for where the flatlands and the mountains start to meet. The White River, you think of the White River there, it's home to that. So it has a lot of there's a lot of variation in that area of land, way it lays, and a lot of different wildlife and avenues people can explore.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So a top realtor in Batesville, Arkansas. So you've always been a realtor, Bobby? How long have you been a realtor?
I have. I started out after college in the '90s. I went to work in our family business. I spent time there almost about 20 years, and then when we sold our family store, and when we did in 2018, I went into real estate and went to the real estate company called Rich Realty. And
And in 2004, you said?
2018.
So you've been in real estate for about 6 years and doing really well. I mean, have you always been this successful or in real estate?
Well, yeah, I felt the growth as every year has come along. I've been able in a good position with the company I'm with to succeed. Uh, the it's a wide open. I feel like it was a wide open opportunity. If you can, it's there. If I need the help, my broker's there for me. Uh, we're the largest producing company in the area, and we've been consistently there for several years as well.
So let's talk about the real estate market in Batesville. What is it? Is it a buyer's market, a seller's market? What's it been like the last year? What would you
Well,
say
one of
as
our one
as
of
we
our
sit here
biggest
and talk today?
challenges.
It's
I'm sorry, what?
no, go ahead.
One of our biggest challenges has
One of
been
your
that
biggest challenges is what?
we uh, don't is our inventory. We do have a that's some lack of inventory as well, but that has gotten a little better since 2022. But it's still there. So it is still a seller's market, very much so there.
And to be so successful, how do you get your leads? Are you buying leads? What's that? How do you get all your leads that you're making all these closes?
Well, being have been in the business I was in, made a lot of contacts. We were in auto. You mentioned what I'd done in our family business. It was in the automobiles. We had a lot of customers. Our business we were in operation for a total of 36 years. And so that's
Oh
how I first
wow.
started off was with customers that I had sold cars to, that we had serviced in the dealership, and that's how I really started to start with from there. And as you know, once you have listings and you have customers, it grows.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So family business, been there for 36 years. So I have to ask, I guess you were born and raised there?
I was born and raised in a town of Melbourne. That's where our family business was. I actually live. It's
Okay.
it's about 30 minutes north of Batesville. And I live outside of that, but I cover that area as well. I'm in an area where I work. No, I just work the Batesville market. I also work in Sharp, Stone, Izard, Independence County, and also Fulton, and I've covered some others. But that's yes, that allows me where I live to be able to. I'm centrally located to where I need to go.
Sure. So what's that territory look like? I mean, because a lot of times when you work in a big city, you work in a small area. It sounds like you got a pretty broad capacity there. What's the distance? 100 miles, 200 miles? What's the
Uh,
territory you cover?
what I'm looking at. Okay, so being I'm in rural Arkansas. So you're not just work one neighborhood. You're going to, in my situation, when I get in the truck, I may be going 40 minutes either direction of a drive to me. Is what it comes down
Yeah.
to. So that's about, so you could say that's the distance easily that I'm going to cover in a day. I mean, either way, I'm going to what direction I go.
That's
Sometimes an
awesome.
hour.
So let's talk a little bit about your heritage and your family. You were born in Arkansas. I know something from us just us talking, but let's talk about your dad. He was in politics a little bit in Arkansas. Is that correct?
He was. He started our family business in 1980, and then in 99 he was looking to for a new chapter, and he had two sons to work in his business and run it. So he went to ran for state senator, and he had ran in 1974. I think 74 is when he ran. He almost won it and didn't. And then but when 99 came, he decided to go for it again, and he was elected. And he served 10 years in the as an Arkansas state senator. He had to leave because of term limits. Is what we have now.
Right. That's awesome. So you and I think you said your uncle was also in politics. Is that right?
His uncle, my dad's uncle, would be my great uncle. He served in the House of Representatives for approximately 50 years. And the reason why that's why he had to leave was he left right about when Dad went in, but he was in the House and served there as well.
That's awesome. So civil servant, man, y'all got servant leadership in your family. I guess that's where it comes from you. So tell me, you know what? You were in the family business. You sold cars. You know what? Your family sold the business. What made you decide to get into real estate? What was it? What was the draw to real estate for you?
Well, I would say that having when I was in the car business, I loved real estate from an investment standpoint. But I never was on the side of helping someone with a purchase or sell their home I never got to have that experience. But having been in the automobile business where, you don't just sell someone a car. After you sell the car, there's a process to help them get their purchase made. There's a process to get them in, if they need something in the service department, you have to have good people working there. You have to take care of them. And I always saw the real estate as similar scenario. Whereas, and you know this, once you have a contract, that's not the end. That's just the start of the work. That's when the work begins. And so, you're working
Right.
with lenders and appraisers, inspectors, and everything you're trying to do to help your client get to the finish line. And so I kind of saw that. So, well, there's a similarity of service being provided, and I'm very interested and intrigued by that. And so, it definitely that part really was appealing. And I thought, well, I already have the experience with that, so that's probably a fit. And the company that I went to, they had been my broker for several years before. When I was I was busy in the automobile business. If I had that broker to help me with purchases or sales, and so it was someone that I had trust in, people I knew. It was a good fit. I felt like it was a good fit for me.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And now, fast forwarded, was it 6 years later? You're at the top of the game. I tell people, everybody that doesn't know our business, think of us in real estate as dollar signs, right? We make
Yeah,
all the dollars and we're eating the caviar and then we have all
right,
this time in the world. What I don't think a lot of people realize this is, since I've been in real estate, it's a 24/7 job. Real estate doesn't sleep. There's been times I've been on the phone at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and there's times I'm on the phone at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday or Sunday morning. Transactions need to go. Even on vacation, I find myself I can't turn the phone off because your client depends on you. We have a fiduciary duty to our clients to provide a level of service. It is the largest purchase of their life, and they want that service. So that's the thing that people don't understand. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. The 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 amount of time that it gives me, and also you control your time. You may work a lot of hours, but you also can put it on the shelf and space it out, and go to your kids' events or do whatever.
that is true. That was the appeal to me. I've been married now for 25 years. We have three
Okay.
children. They're all three teenagers. And when I got into this business 6 years ago, they were some approaching that. They were still little, but not all teenagers. And so it was something that appealed to me. I think what you just hit on. it's a lifestyle. Yes, it is hard work, and yes, it is. But you can schedule. You can make us. There's times where you can be with your family, and and do something that is appealing for sure.
That's awesome. Well, Bobby, I'm buying real estate in Batesville, Arkansas. Why should I? What makes you unique? What's your secret sauce? What is it that Bobby Miller gives that is special to you? Why do I pick you as my realtor as opposed to everybody else out there?
Well, in my belief, and it's not just about you're not just a transaction. It's to me, this is a part of whether, and I'm sure you feel this way as a lender as well. It's about the relationship. uh, you get to
Hundred
know
percent.
things about people. You know their kids. You might even know their pets' names. You know things about them that because you care. Because I care. It's get to know them and their needs. It's not just about. It's not
Yeah.
just the writing the contract. It's more than that. I've had clients that we might have looked at houses for 2 years before they found what they wanted, and that's not. It's just because especially with the top market, and we've had the last few years of selection, and so when they make that find, it's it's special. Any of those, every deal is special, and so to me, and so because they chose me as their realtor, and that means a lot. It's it's about the connection.
I can see why you're one of the top realtors out there. So let's talk about the real estate market there in Batesville. What's your prediction for 2025, Bobby? Where do you see the real estate market going in 2025 in Batesville, Arkansas?
I see we still need product. We still need there's product that we
Yep.
need to have for us as well. I see a demand in there as well. People wanting homes. Uh, I still see growth in our scenario. Uh, I I still see a need for new construction. I see a need for multifamily housing. We still need these things, and still there's still a growth for that as well.
Yeah. Well, just the State of the Union, the last 3 years, we've been in what I call a rising rate market, right? The rates have been increasing over the last 3 years. I think finally, the Feds have announced at the end of this year some rate cuts. And then they're also said that next year there's supposed to be 6 rate cuts. So now, where it's been increasing rate market, we're supposed to have a decrease in the market over the course of the next 2 to 3 years. So, they're already predicting that the real estate market is supposed to be increased by 25%. And again, that's not just Batesville, that's nationwide. 25% in 2025 as opposed to 2024, which is significant,
It
one,
is.
one thing I will say
That's
also is
that's.
this. I'm
I
with you.
I'm
There's a
excited
shortage
for
of
the
inventory,
future
not
for
just in
sure.
Batesville, Arkansas, but
With
across
that
the
in mind.
country.
That being
You
said,
know, to give you an idea, I'll give you some projections that a lot of people don't know about. The baby boomers, which used to be the largest demographic of consumer goods, whether it's TVs, houses, are no longer the largest. It's now millennials and Gen Z. Well, millennials and Gen Z, the analytics behind that is there's 75 million millennial and Gen Z looking to purchase a house in the next 2 to 3 years. 75 million. Last time I checked, Bobby, there's no chance we hit 75 million houses over the next 10 or 15 years. It's just a shortage of inventory, because at the end of the day, the population of the United States has steadily done this, but the growth of housing hasn't grown with it. So I think the real estate market is in good shape. The question is, where's everybody going to live?
very true. The neat part about Batesville, you asked about it earlier. It's the second oldest city in the state of
Okay.
Arkansas. So we have there's areas of Batesville. There's an older downtown where you have your older homes, and then you have growth that when say some growth that's happened like on the other side of town. So as well, so you have newer home construction as well, and hopefully, and while we have the nice history, but also we have there's area for growth as well. Hopefully, we'll see some new homes coming, and that's what we need in construction over the next 12 months. I could see us having the need for it.
How is new construction there? Are they building out there, or what's it like?
My principal broker is planning to start construction this coming year 25, and he has bought some land and he started plans for a subdivision, and there's going to be several homes he's going to put together and build there with a partner, and we'll have those listed for sale as well.
So what the demographics are people moving from out of state to Batesville, or is it mostly just locals that stay in town?
It's a
What do you
combination
have?
because of having the hospital in our town, and also with two colleges, and also we also have manufacturing as well. So we have growth coming in, people coming in because of jobs because it brings them there with the colleges, the hospital, and all that. But then also you have people that are established, saying maybe a third, maybe how many generations of living there as well. So you have a combination of new people moving in, and also then people that are you know long term living, been there in their family.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So so for you, Bobby, what are you planning on? Are you planning on doing anything different in 2025, or is just business as usual for you?
Well, business as usual is an interesting statement when you're a real estate agent, isn't it? But but uh,
It is.
but I do plan on reaching out to my existing customers. You talk about the base that I've had for the last since 2018, and I plan to stay in touch with the people that have been blessed, that I've been blessed to be able to work with. And my plan, because you know how that goes, referrals from them, etc. That's the key to your business for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Bobby, we can sit here and talk all day long, but I know you got a bunch of people that you got to do real estate business. What is it? What do we not talk about that we should have talked about today?
The main thing is that our company's Rich Realty. We're there on Harrison Street, right there in the heart of town. Uh, we're available. We're managing over 600 doorknobs for rentals right now. We
Oh,
also
wow.
we're the top producer in sales in our company. I feel like we're the best at what we do. And if someone's looking to buy or sell, or looking for just property management or any kind of service they're looking for, we would love to have them reach out to us.
That's
And
awesome. Well, I can tell you right now, the people definitely want to reach out to you, Bobby. So the people want to reach out to you and find you, Bobby. How do they find you? What's a good contact information?
my cell phone number, they can text or call me, is 870-373-3949.
And if you're looking seeing this on video, you saw it go across on the lower thirds. Well, folks, Bobby, thank you very much for being on the show. It's been a pleasure. We're gonna have to bring you back maybe a year from now and see how your 2025 is going. Folks, thank you very much for tuning in to the Mortgage Edge podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you
Bye,
for having
guys.
me.